On September 11th, 2011, 10 years after the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, the city of Rosemead in Los Angeles County unveiled a permanent public sculpture called Reflect in the City Hall Plaza. This sculpture incorporates a steel beam from the World Trade Center and it commemorates the lives of nearly 3,000 people who died in 2001. The sculpture of two hands fashioned from thousands of dove-like cutouts carrying a steel girder from the World Trade Center just as emergency personnel carried victims on September 11, 2001. A dove represents each victim. Local artist Heath Sato created the sculpture. In 2009, Sato was working in a workshop in nearby Alhambra and Rosemead officials commissioned him to create the sculpture called Reflect. Sato said he came up with 4 potential sculpture designs, which were narrowed down to 2 and voted on in mid-2010 by Rosemead residents. They overwhelmingly chose the design with the 2 hands. The $60,000 art project was financed with donations and fundraisers of the residents of Rosemead. Sato spent 5 months in his downtown Los Angeles studio bending and welding the bird-shaped figures together to form the 2 hands that hold the rusting 10-foot section of I-beam. The hands are a human symbol of the 9/11 tragedy. They represent the past, woven together, united and rising up from adversity. The sculpture is 7 feet tall, 10 feet wide, and 3 feet deep. It's made from polished stainless steel and the damaged, rusted I-beam from the collapsed World Trade Center buildings. Sato said each of the bird-like figures was cut from a 1/8 inch steel by automated lasers and then polished, bent and welded by hand. He's quoted as saying, "It's the most labor-intensive piece I've ever done. It was really heavy creating each bird, knowing that it represented a real person. It was taking a toll. I was getting really depressed and working on it." Some people think that the doves look like angels. Sato said that he didn't want to be too specific with the 4.5-inch symbols that represent the victims. He wanted the viewer to bring their own ideas to it. He spent about 5 months shaping each unique steel dove by hand for the sculpture. He said that he was floored by the reaction that it received. A plaque at the base of the statue reads, "Of what remains, one dove rises heavenward for each of the fallen. 2 hands rise in hope, with strength to bear our great sorrow." Adjacent to the sculpture is a cascading water feature, which can be heard from the area of the sculpture.